all of a sudden, Mr. Sanctuary City wants to go full Donald Trump on illegal aliens. I wonder what happened. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Mr. Sanctuary City himself, New York City Mayor Eric Adams, giving a speech that is 100% anti-illegal alien, asylum seekers, or whatever you want to call them. Now, this is in stark contrast to what he said back in 2021 when he was running for mayor. And as a matter of fact, let's throw it on the screen right quick and read it, shall we? He said, and I quote, "We should protect our immigrants," unquote, period. Yes, New York City will remain a sanctuary city under an Adams administration. Hashtag Eric on NBC. So he wrote this on the Twitters. He said this on television. He said this publicly many times. But now all of a sudden he wants to go a different direction. Now all of a sudden he does not want to be inundated with these people, illegal aliens, asylum seekers, whatever you want to call them. He does not want them anymore. Now, I think what's happening, before we get to the video, I think what's happening is it's all good when all the illegal aliens, asylum seekers, or whatever are in Texas, Arizona, California, and flooding those areas. But then when it comes to New York City and they're flooding your area, your streets, your hotels, your residential areas, and they're causing crime, they're very expensive, costing billions of dollars. All of a sudden now you want to go a different direction. Now, before I go any further, let's go ahead and roll the speech from Mr. Adams. And of course, I will link to the whole thing in the description box below. And if you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
We turned this city around in 20 months. And then what happened? Started with a madman down in Texas, decided he wanted to bus people up to New York City. 110,000 migrants.
Okay, what's the problem? You're a sanctuary city. You said we're going to be a sanctuary city. That's what you said. So, okay, you want it, you got it. We have millions of them at the southern border. Millions. 110,000, how much is that really? Not much. Y'all got it. Y'all New York City, the Big Apple. Y'all got money. Y'all take care of them.
We have to feed, clothe, house, educate the children, wash their laundry sheets, give them everything they need, health care. And this team here, we stated, let's do everything possible before we have to push it out into neighborhoods and communities. Month after month, I stood up and I said, this is going to come to a neighborhood near you. Well, we're here. We're here. We're getting no support on this national crisis.
It's your fault, though. Look, you guys said you wanted it. Now you got it. I don't understand the problem personally. I could understand if he was not a proponent of being a sanctuary city. I would get it at that point. I totally 100% understand if he was not a proponent of what's happening. But he asked for it, so be careful what you ask for. You just might get it.
And we're receiving no support. And let me tell you something, New Yorkers. Never in my life have I had a problem that I did not see an ending to. I don't see an ending to this. I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City. Destroy New York City. We're getting 10,000 migrants a month. One time we were just getting Venezuela. Now we're getting Ecuador. Now we're getting Russian-speaking coming through Mexico. Now we're getting Western Africa. Now we're getting people from all over the globe have made their minds up that they're going to come through the southern part of the border and come into New York City.
I see now you're starting to get it. You're starting to get it. You are starting to understand what we've been saying for years now, because a lot of normies have no idea what is happening. They think that the whole idea of illegal immigration is just Mexicans coming across because they're poor and they're trying to work in the fields and all kind of stuff like that. people don't understand that the entire world, the whole world, is able to come through the southern border illegally and get into the country, dropping anchor babies and everything else from every country, from Africa, from Europe, Asia, South America, Caribbean, everywhere. And they got money because they're paying to travel. I mean, you can't just swim from China, from mainland China to Mexico City. You got to be able to get on a plane and bring luggage. They got money, they got resources, and they're paying coyotes. These so-called asylum seekers have more resources than the average American who they are displacing and inconveniencing. And it's going to be the average American's money that goes toward supporting these people. So you know what the solution is, Mr. Eric Adams. You got to turn the spigot off. You got to turn off the source of the problem. And you got to stop being a sanctuary city. So what that means is you got to close up the southern border, build the wall, Donald Trump style, and you have to stop inviting them to your city. If they come to your city, tell them to go the other direction.
And everyone is saying it's New York City's problem. Every community in this city is going to be impacted. We got a $12 billion deficit that we're going to have to cut. Every service in this city is going to be impacted. All of us. And so I say to you, as I turn it over to you, this is some of the most educated, some of the most knowledgeable, probably more of my commissioners and deputy commissioners and chiefs live in this community. So as you ask me a question about migrants, tell me what role you played. How many of you organized to stop what they're doing to us? How many of you were part of the movement to say, we're seeing what this mayor is trying to do, and they're destroying New York City? It's going to come to your neighborhoods. All of us are going to be impacted by this. I said it last year when we had 15,000, and I'm telling you now with 110,000. The city we knew, we're about to lose.
All right, so there you have it. Eric Adams going full Donald Trump, going full extreme MAGA Republican on the issue of illegal aliens. Now, what he said was right on it. What he said was right on it. But see, the problem is, Mr. Eric Adams, is that you are the guy who fostered this. It's your fault. It's your fault. Not only your fault, but also other people who feel the same way that you do. Other mayors, governors, etc. And they feel the same way you do. It's their fault as well. Because y'all the ones who invited it. Y'all the ones who said that it was racist for Trump to build a wall. Y'all the ones who said that we're going to be a sanctuary city, and if you're here illegally, we're not going to deport you. Y'all said that. So this is what you got to deal with. And he wants to blame Greg Abbott, governor of Texas, for busing the migrants there. But he had to do that for you to be able to understand what the problem is. If you don't understand the problem and you say it's okay, and you go on television as a mayor of a humongous city like New York, you have a lot of power, a lot of influence, a lot of sway in what you say. So when you get on TV and say that having the border wide open is a good thing, being a sanctuary city is a good thing, that's going to also influence federal policy. So you're going to have more of the issue impacting Texas, Florida, not Florida, to a certain extent Florida, but really Texas, primarily Arizona, New Mexico, California. The border states are going to be impacted by your decision. And not only the border states, but also other parts of the country, because even if not for the buses that Abbott and other governors send to New York, these migrants not going to just hang out in Brownsville, Texas. They're going to go to your community. They're going to be in Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, Miami, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia. They're going to be everywhere. And you're going to get criminals. You're going to get people that have all kind of infectious diseases, not just C-19, but a lot of other stuff they're going to have. Some tropical stuff is going to spread like wildfire. They're going to have all of that. And at the end of the day, it's your fault. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to Eric Adams for possibly getting red-pilled on the situation. Hopefully, he does something about it, meaning advocate for the border to be closed and stop allowing his city to become a sanctuary city, because all you're going to do is impact the normal residents of the city who did not sign up for all of this. But maybe they did because they voted for Eric Adams, who ran on being a sanctuary city. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what's happening here with Eric Adams speaking against all the migrants coming into the city? Is it his fault because he ran on being a sanctuary city? Now, did he bank on 110,000 of them coming to the city? No, he didn't. But he asked for it. He didn't put a number. He said, yeah, I'm an advocate of being a sanctuary city of only about 1,000 people. Nah, you said, come one, come all, bring us your child, you're hungry, you weak. Okay, you got them. Boom, there you go. There you go, you got it. Now all of a sudden you want to go the other direction. Now you must renege on what you said, and you can't be a sanctuary city. You can't have the border wide open. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, let's be a sanctuary city with limitations. That's not how that works. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.